First, a husband demands obedience and throws a tantrum when denied. Years later, a son is buried, and his brother says only, "It went the way it went." Are these two moments connected? And did they mark the beginning and the end of Sister Wives as we knew it? What if the family you trusted to show love and unity revealed its darkest side through tantrums, silence, and tragedy? Stay with us, because the truth is not what TLC showed you. And the fans? They're not staying silent.
We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
Part 1. Now, we uncover the shocking moment that makes every new Sister Wives fan stop, stare, and ask, is Kody Brown the most unlikable husband on television? But what happens when one wife refuses to obey? The answer will leave you stunned, then the fan backlash is louder than ever. When a new viewer sits down to binge Sister Wives, the first episodes seem almost harmless. A man, 4 wives, and a dream of unity. But then, it happens. Kody's carefully crafted image begins to crack. And the very first crack is unforgettable. Meri calmly saying no. Kody's body stiffens. His voice rises. His eyes harden. This was no ordinary disagreement. This was a tantrum. A meltdown of control right in front of millions of viewers. Kody wasn't just hurt. He was outraged that Meri dared to push back. And new fans everywhere asked the same question. Why does this man act like obedience is owed to him? I just started watching. Wow, Kody is unbearable. Don't worry, you'll hate him even more as it goes on. The deeper new fans watch, the more the pattern reveals itself. Kody isn't just frustrated. He thrives on control. He demands loyalty, submission, and yes, obedience. But when he doesn't get it, tantrums follow. Here's the twist. This isn't just one bad moment. It's a cycle. Every new fan who sticks around eventually discovers that Kody's anger, ego, and favoritism aren't accidents. They're his trademark. And Meri? The wife who once stood her ground, soon becomes the wife Kody publicly rejects. Fans watch in horror as Kody humiliates Meri, gaslights her choices, and even rewrites history to paint himself as the victim. The subreddit fills with thousands of voices, women who know this pattern all too well. They've lived it. And they're calling it out. He's a narcissist. This isn't love, this is control. Every time he opens his mouth, I like him less. So what does this mean for new viewers today? It means you're not alone. If you dislike Kody, if his tantrums, his control, his favoritism make your blood boily, you're in good company. The Sister Wives community is filled with voices who see through the act. But here's the bigger question. If this is how Kody treats his wives on camera, what happened when the camera stopped rolling? That's the mystery fans may never stop asking. Every story has a villain. But on Sister Wives, new viewers don't have to wait long to find out who it is. And the backlash? It's not slowing down anytime soon. If you've ever shouted at your TV, if you've ever cheered for Meri, Christine, Janelle, or Robin, this is your space. And tell us in the comments, when did you first realize Kody Brown was unlikable? Your story might be featured in our next documentary. Part 2. What really happened at Garrison Brown's funeral? Years later, Paedon Brown finally speaks, but all he says is, it went the way it went. A haunting phrase that leaves fans asking, what truth is still being hidden? Why are fans still speculating over 2 years later? And what shocking family fractures will season 20 finally reveal? On that day, the Brown family gathered in silence. Cameras didn't roll. TLC didn't broadcast. For the first time in years, the spotlight dimmed. But what unfolded at Garrison's memorial is still a mystery, until Paedon's cryptic words surfaced. It went the way it went. For fans, this isn't just about loss. It's about the fractures that death makes impossible to ignore. Was the funeral another battlefield for the Browns' unraveling polygamous ties? Or was it the last fragile thread holding them together? And here's the heartbreaking twist. Paedon isn't talking about closure. He's hinting at something the family never resolved. As the family mourned, viewers began to notice something unsettling. Each wife stood apart. Old wounds resurfaced. Kody's role as a father came under fire not just in private, but in the public eye. Why didn't Kody step up? That family was broken long before Garrison passed. Paedon's words say more than he realizes. The climax of this story is not the funeral itself, but what came after. The silence. The rumors. The way season 20 now teases a family on the verge of total collapse. And fans can't help but ask, was Garrison's passing the moment the Brown family truly dismantled for good? When Paedon shrugs and says it went the way it went, what he may really be admitting is this. The Browns couldn't come together, even in their darkest hour. The funeral wasn't healing, it was confirmation. This family chose pride over peace. Even in tragedy, Kody failed his children. I'll never forgive the way they handled Garrison's memory. So what do we make of Paedon's words today? Maybe they are resignation. Maybe they are a shield against deeper pain. Or maybe they are the final confirmation that Sister Wives is no longer a story of family unity, but a family dismantling. And with season 20 hinting at the unraveling of polygamy itself, one haunting question remains. If the Browns couldn't stay united at Garrison's funeral, what hope is left for them now? If this story struck you, if you've ever felt the ache of family breaking apart, do you believe Paedon's words hide something deeper? Or is silence the only way this family knows how to grieve? Your voice might shape the conversation for our next Sister Wives documentary. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. The cracks in the Brown family began with one explosive moment. Meri, weary of being told to obey, finally said no. And Kody, rather than compromise, unleashed a tantrum that still shocks new viewers today. His hands slammed down. His words grew sharper. The cameras caught it all. Reddit quote, "Don't worry, you'll hate him even more." YouTube fan comment, "This was the first moment I realized Kody was unbearable." But this wasn't just a tantrum, it was foreshadowing. Because one day, control would collide with tragedy. To understand why fans connect Kody's outbursts to the family's future heartbreak, we need to rewind. Control, favoritism, and isolation became patterns. Wives drifted apart. Children felt unseen. By season 15, the fractures were undeniable. Christine leaving emotional independence arc. Janelle's quiet resistance. Meri's alienation post-catfishing scandal. And when you add Garrison's story into this broken picture, the weight of silence becomes unbearable. 2 years ago, the Browns faced unthinkable loss. Garrison Brown's funeral was held away from TLC's cameras. No glossy edit. No staged confessionals. Just silence. And then, Paedon spoke. It went the way it went. Fans expected tears, reflection, healing. Instead, they got silence. And silence spoke louder than words. The backlash was immediate. Fans weren't just grieving, they were furious. Even at a funeral, Kody failed as a father. This family has never been united, it's all for the cameras. Paedon said it all. That family was broken long before the memorial. But what if Paedon's phrase wasn't dismissal, but a quiet admission that the family could not unite, even in grief? When fans looked closer, they noticed a pattern. The tantrum over Meri's disobedience and the silence over Garrison's death weren't separate moments. They were echoes of the same truth. Control mattered more than connection. Kody's public tantrums weren't just TV drama. They were the blueprint for a family culture that could not heal even at its darkest hour. And Season 20's preview teases the final dismantling of polygamy itself. Did Garrison's funeral mark the true breaking point? This story isn't just about Kody, Meri, or Paedon. It's about what happens when a family sacrifices respect for control, and when silence becomes the only language left in grief. Paedon's phrase, a shield, a resignation, or a cry for help. The fans, becoming the true keepers of the Browns' memory. But the bigger question remains, if they couldn't unite at Garrison's funeral, will the Browns ever unite again? The Browns began as a story of unity. Today, they stand as a lesson in fracture. From tantrums to tragedy, the legacy of sister wives isn't love, it's warning. Meri Brown's story is more than one argument. From the early days, she was the first wife, the foundation of the family. Yet, ironically, she became the most isolated. After the infamous obedience fight, Meri faced the catfishing scandal, a desperate search for affection outside the family. Fans saw not betrayal, but heartbreak. A woman starved of love, ignored by the man who demanded loyalty but gave none in return. And years later, when Kody openly said he had no interest in Meri, fans didn't blame her. They blamed him. Paedon Brown transformed from quiet compliance to bold independence. When she announced she was leaving Kody, it wasn't just personal freedom, it was a cultural earthquake. Fans called her the hero of sister wives, the one who broke free. And many say her departure lit the fuse that would eventually expose every fracture in the Brown household. But what does Paedon's bravery reveal about the silence surrounding Garrison's funeral? Janelle, financial independence, steady backbone, always trying to keep peace. Robin, fans accuse her of favoritism, Kody's obsession, and being the legal wife who broke the balance. Janelle Brown has always been the quiet fighter. Independent, career-focused, unwilling to play Kody's emotional games. Many fans believe her calm resistance is what kept the family afloat longer than it should have. But then there's Robin, the so-called favorite, the legal wife. The one fans claim became Kody's obsession. Was it coincidence that the family began crumbling soon after her arrival? You can scatter these at different acts. Reddit, every time Kody yells, "I see my ex." It's triggering. Facebook, Garrison deserved a father who showed up. YouTube comment, Christine's smile after leaving was brighter than all 17 seasons combined. Do you feel the same? Drop your thoughts below. Your comment may be the voice that speaks for thousands. Season 6. Kody arguing about control gives link to Meri. Season 15. Christine leaving gives foreshadowing collapse. Season 17 to 18. Garrison tensions with Kody gives emotional distance. Season 20 trailer. Family dismantling. Looking back, it all feels inevitable. What happened at Garrison's funeral wasn't isolated. It was the climax of years of favoritism, control, and silence. Experts in family psychology describe tantrums like Kody's as markers of coercive control, a pattern where authority replaces love. And in polygamous cultures, obedience often becomes currency. Fans weren't just reacting to one man's behavior. They were recognizing a pattern that mirrors thousands of women's real lives. Which makes this story bigger than Sister Wives. It's about control, grief, and survival in plain sight. At its core, this isn't just about reality TV. It's about the universal question: does grief bring families together or reveal the cracks that were already there? For the Browns, Garrison's funeral was not healing, it was exposure. And for millions of women watching, it was confirmation of what they already knew. Silence is its own confession. If you've ever shouted at your TV during Kody's rants, if you've ever cried for Garrison, this is your community. Hit like, subscribe, and share your story below. When did you realize the Browns were broken beyond repair? And don't miss our next deep dive, the moment Kody Brown changed everything forever. Trust us, you won't want to miss it.